Yes, hello. How are you? I hope you had a nice day. And I know we have gone for some time without talking too much, but I have come here so that I can share a dialogue I had with Kiprop Leonard about medical career growth in the USA. Yeah, that medical career, I will share it from another channel of mine, The Hidden Treasure. And I will encourage all of us to subscribe to that channel so that we can benefit from some of the discussions which will be happening here. So I had a very productive discussion with the Kiprop, and if you have a young kid who might want or who you think they can benefit from some of the things which we are doing here, I will highly appreciate. So let me begin by showing that channel. I just want to show so for the purposes of record, but sio ile record ya nani namwitangaje huyu for the record, sio ile marecord ya the power of Indian treasures. So let me show. So I want to share the link more. I copy nitaiweka hapo. So that is a channel, the hidden treasure channel ndio hiyo. Let me try to display it, present, share. Yeah, hidden treasure. Let me see kama ni yenye. Yeah. Sijui kama mnaniona. Okay. That is the hidden treasure channel. I don't know if it is visible well ama nifanye kubwa, acha nifanye kubwa. So the power of hidden treasure, that is the channel. So subscribe, we are 31 so far. So at the power of hidden treasures, so ukifanya tu at the power of hidden treasures, you will be able to see ndio hiyo, at the power of hidden treasures. Yeah, thank you very much. And leo nataka kuwaletea jamaa wa medical practitioners hapa Marekani awaelezee, then maybe later in the night I will bring politics, but I've just decided to bring this one for the part. So this is our new channel where I promise that I will be posting much of our educative things. So musijari. So I will still be available. Without further ado, so that is at the power of hidden treasures. Na usikosea spelling. Ukitype tu hivyo tu hapo kwa your YouTube, you should be able to see. That is our other channel, ile ambayo tunazungumziana na nyinyi. So I will momentarily remove this and now bring Kiprop to the vicinity. So let me bring now Kiprop so that he can talk about that illustrious I want to see I'm trying to, I can hide that. Is there another YouTube? Okay. I can hide that. Okay, ndio hiyo. Poleni sana. This is Kiprop. Share. Listen. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending with where you are. I want to thank you for choosing an opportunity or choosing this time to come and listen to us in this channel, which we are inaugurating today, Hidden Treasures. It's my hope that our interaction here will be good and very educative. So tonight we are having Leonard Kiprop, who will be taking us through a number of issues, mostly his career path and how he was able to achieve his education right from Kenya and to the United States. So he will share with us the experiences and what somebody can do, and we will feel a taste of his life, whether his career has reached where he want or there are so many other things which you want to do in life. Thank you and welcome. So Leonard, welcome, and you may introduce yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, Maura. Thank you so much. My name is Kiprop Leonard, as you said. I'm from Kenya in Nandi County, just a regular Kenyan born in the village. And yes, I came I have a background in academia for a little bit. I graduated in 2018. I was in University of Kabianga. I did biochemistry. That was my first degree. So that's my academic journey. I just went into high school in Kenya. I finished my undergraduate in Kenya. So pertaining that, so once I graduated, and in Kenya, things are so difficult. Once you graduate with a BSc in Kenya, the first thing that gets into your mind is to get a job. So it was a good thing that time there was a transitioning that in counties in Kenya, they were giving out internships. So I graduated 2018, and 2019 January, I got an internship at Nandi County in Kapsabet. And fortunately, I was able to be posted to work in the hospital as in the clinical laboratory hospital at Kapsabet County Referral Hospital. But now, with my background in biochemistry, there's limitations that the only people who can be able to work in the hospital lab are people who have graduated from medical laboratory science. So at that time, now I was just an intern. I was so limited in that one section of the lab in the hospital. So and that's where I started my work experience in the field of in the relevant field that I was working in. So in that process, so many people used to tell me that, you're just working in the hospital, but they will never employ you. You're just an intern. And I remember I used to ask myself, so how will I be able to actualize now to become a medical lab scientist? And then they used to tell me that I have to go back to school because I just did one section. Like biochemistry is just one section in the field of in the field of laboratory medicine. So I had to figure out now on how now I can be able to actualize my dream to become a medical lab scientist. I think that's where we are, Maura. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Leonard, and good for that amazing introduction. Because very many young people in Kenya, Africa, and all over the world, they need to hear from people like you who have been able to taste the two spheres of the world in terms of career and in terms of participation. So, Leonard, help us understand what do you do, and how was it in the university in your undergraduate, that is in Kenya, and after finishing your studies in Kenya, what prompted you to actually decide to look for opportunities elsewhere? So maybe help us to understand what is your career.
Okay. Let me say this. I was in a very local university. Biochemistry is a very huge course. It's a very hard course. Even if you ask anybody in Kenya, they will tell you that. There was even an article last week, I think, that NTV aired showing that biochemistry graduates, especially biochemistry and microbiology graduates, are really frustrated in Kenya. They have done very hard things, but the employment prospects are very few because this is a research field. So I can say this, most of the undergraduates in most of the universities in Kenya are most of them theoretical. I can tell you this, while I was in Kabianga, the only lab I just went, I think it was the lab that I went was I think zoology, just to go and see like those bones of animals. But I never stepped in a biochemistry lab. Everything we did was just theoretical. And you see, those are the limitations that we normally have. I used to ask myself, how can I call myself that I'm a scientist? And yet, I never even stepped into a lab. When we are being told about instrumentation, about things that equipment that we use in the lab, you just see them by theory. You have never seen them.
Kiprop, hold a little bit there. When you are talking about theoretical, especially in Kenyan university, does it mean that the universities are not aware that the practical element need to be done, or is
they are aware, but there are no facilities? You know, issues to do with the scientific equipment and establishment of modern laboratory to meet the current technological advancement in the field of science. It is not easy, my friend. One machine alone can even cost $1 million. So you need serious research partnerships and donors. And I can say this, let me say this, I can say this. I went to know how much it needs when I went into attachment in Cambridge, because I got an opportunity to go to Cambridge for my attachment. That was in 2017 when I was in my third year. And I was attached to the Center of Traditional Medicine and Drug Research in Cambridge. And that's where I realized now the equipment that is required, most of them was donated by donors. Like in Cambridge, the equipment that we used to use in those molecular labs, most of them were donated by JICA, Japan International Cooperation Agency. Most of them were donated by WHO, and most of them maybe by this USAID. So you see, that are the limitations. Our universities cannot be able to fund and be able to equip a fully functional research and scientific lab, both in the field of chemistry and biology, medicine, and also in the field of engineering. I can tell you, even there were students that they were doing computer science in Kabianga and they don't have a laptop. I know of a guy who graduated with a degree in computer science without a laptop. They are writing codes using a biro pen. Mwaura, can you imagine?
Yeah, I get that.
The limitations that we have in Kenya.
I want to advance you on that point. So help me. So in other words, do you want to say that education in Kenya, and maybe because the problems you are saying, they mirror other countries in Africa, and maybe it's developing countries. So do you want to say that education in Africa is doomed based on
it's not deficiencies? My point is, for us to fit in to the advancing careers in the world, let me tell you, we have to do something we can be knowledgeable in theory, but we have to have practical skills. It is useless. We have to have practical skills. That is why it is so difficult for a Kenyan graduate in IT to get a job in Silicon Valley. Why are 70% of H-1B visas that are being granted for Silicon Valley, Amazon, Google, Oracle, those tech companies? Tell me the percentage of Africans that come through directly with their degrees from wherever they are, like especially Kenya for this context. Tell me a Kenyan who has graduated with a degree in IT or biotechnology and have been employed directly in the US without having a foreign experience. Very few, because of the practicality of our skills and the way they have been, our education system has been modeled. We are having a huge disconnect between applying the skills that we learn in school and the theories that we learn in school.
Okay, sawa. I appreciate. That is a video in a short form. Ningetaka tuende tuione from our sister channel. Hiyo nimeiweka hapo www.youtube.com at the power of hidden treasures. If you go to the hidden treasure, you'll meet it. It's our first video. So ukienda uionee hapo, yeah, it will also help us to grow that other channel. So I was just giving a snippet. Tulikuwa na Joseph when we were streaming it. So I was just giving a snippet of that video. So those who feel obliged or feel that you can listen to what that young man was saying, Kiprop, who seems to be very motivated, and he has also said that he could be interested in Kenyan politics moving forward. You can listen to him. He has really given us a very, very rich interview, which I would encourage any person who wants to advance his career, especially in the medical world. If there is somebody whose career is not picking well in Kenya, listen to that young man, Mr. Leonard Kiprop. He has oozed wisdom today. So hiyo video nitaiachia hapo. You can go and listen at the power of hidden treasures. You'll meet a discussion moderated by Njiro Mwaura and the person who was being interviewed, anaitwa Leonard Kiprop, a medical practitioner in the United States. Na ameongea mengi na mingi. So without any further ado, I call that introduction over. So let me see if I can take this time. I also want to show the channel where you can watch it again. So that is the channel where you can watch it. Sijui kama inaonekana the power hidden treasures, lakini ukitype hapo kwa YouTube sijui kama acha nikuendaje kabisa. So kwa YouTube type hivyo. Please naona mmoja to subscribe. Kwa YouTube type hivyo. So in YouTube hapo juu ukitype at the power of hidden treasures, uko na hiyo video na unaanzia kuona it's our inaugural video, and serious and good people will be coming. So Brother Benson, you can subscribe to us to that channel inaitwa at the power of hidden treasures, and you will watch this dialogue explicitly and in more fashion. If you feel that dialogue is also good, you can also share the same video to somebody else. So video umesikia hapa, that is how that young man was explaining today. He seems to be very ambitious. Hata amesema anataka kukua daktari na mwisho aende akakuwe governor huko sijui ni Nandi ama ni Uasin Gishu, any of the place. So is a highly motivated young man. So the channel ndio hii, wacha niwaekee link hapo. So wale waja subscribe hiyo channel yetu ndio hiyo inaitwa At the Power of Hidden Treasures. So kazi yetu ni kutafuta zile vitu zimefichwa na tunaziwekelea mbele yenu. So naona unaongea mengi kuhusu siasa. I'll be back with that. So At the Power of Hidden Treasures, and you have the video. Asanteni. Thank you.